When it comes to the great lock-in of 2025, I want you to listen to me carefully, because if you follow these tips that I'm giving you in this video, you can literally become the best version of yourself before 2026. Now on this channel, I usually talk about my health and fitness and give you all weight loss tips that I use to lose 40 pounds in 4 months. And I usually don't hop on a lot of trends, but I actually did a video recently where I talked about the fact that I was off of my routine and I needed to get back on track and get focused and lock in. So when I heard about this great lock-in, I was very intrigued. Now the premise of this particular trend is using the last couple of months from September to December to lock in into your goals, things that you maybe wanted to achieve from the beginning of the year, things that you know you said you would have done and you haven't done it, or you only did part of it, and basically just to improve on yourself and use it as a catalyst to be able to achieve your goals before 2026. Now it isn't like some of those challenges like the 75 hard challenge, where if it is you miss a particular day or you don't do a particular task, you have to start over from day one. As a matter of fact, based on some of the videos that I've been seeing, it's a very personalized type of period. Now some persons are actually using 90 days or 3 months, and then some persons are using 120 days, 4 months. I would say based on what your goals are, maybe be a little more realistic. You all know at the end of the year you have a lot of holidays, you may have family events, you may have birthday celebrations, and then life happens, your schedule might be busy on some days. So I would say realistically give yourself 3 months so that in those 90 days you can truly lock in to become the best version of yourself. Now for the next couple of months, you may be using a lot of your time, your money and your effort to be able to achieve some of your goals. So I want to make sure that you are focusing on fueling your body correctly, which means you have to be a little more intentional about your nutrition. I want you to make sure that you try your best to stay away from the ultra processed foods, the sugary foods, the salty foods, or the junk foods, and try your best to focus on whole, unprocessed or minimally processed foods. I like to follow the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time I eat whole unprocessed foods, and then 20% of the time I have my treats, because I'm the type of person I need to have my treats and I need to have some balance. So focus on having high protein meals, high fiber meals. Focus on your gut health, making sure that your gut microbiome is healthy. You eat your probiotics, your prebiotics, so have your fruits, have your vegetables, have your berries, which have antioxidants. Make sure that you're eating things like sauerkraut and kimchi, plain Greek yogurt and kombucha. That also helps out a lot with your gut health. Make sure that you're drinking your water. You want to make sure that you are hydrated throughout this entire time, because at the end of the day, you want to making sure that you're fueling your body so that you can achieve the things that you said that you're going to set out to do. Now some people use electrolytes in their water to help them stay hydrated. I don't think it's absolutely necessary for everyone to do that, but you can try it if you want to. What I tend to do is just use some pink Himalayan salt sometimes. My smart scale actually helps me to see what my water percentage is, so I am generally hydrated with the amount of water. I try to drink about 100 ounces of water a day, because you do not have to drink an entire gallon of water a day. For some people that is just a little too much. I'm 4'11", so 100 ounces is really good for me. I don't tend to do a lot of strenuous activities where I'm sweating a lot, but if there are particular times where I'm really hot, I'm sweating a lot, I may consider just using some pink Himalayan salt. But for the most part, I don't even use it, because the same salt and the same spices and everything that I use in my food and the things that I eat on a daily basis helps to keep me hydrated. So using electrolytes is not absolutely necessary. But what I want you to focus on is making sure that you're getting your daily movement. So you're getting your 8 to 10,000 steps a day. I always mention that you don't necessarily have to walk 10,000 steps. If you walk close to 8,000 steps, you get a lot of the health benefits, you get a lot of the weight loss benefits, you get a lot of mental clarity as you go out for walk in nature. Walking, there's such a low barrier to entry when it comes to walking. It's low impact on your bone, low impact on your joints. almost everybody can do it unless you have some mobility issues. And I know lately that there's this trend, the Japanese walking technique, where you walk for about 3 minutes at a brisk pace, you slow down at a comfortable pace for 3 minutes, you keep repeating that for about 5 cycles, and you do that for 30 minutes. That is something that you can maybe try to do. I'm not sure about all of the benefits, but a lot of persons are saying that it's a lot better than trying to aim at getting 10,000 steps a day. But just make sure that you're getting in your daily movement. If it is that right now you are very sedentary, you work at a desk a lot, you maybe only walk for about 2, 3, 4,000 steps a day, don't feel as though you need to rush to get 8,000 or 10,000 steps by next week. No. Try to increase it by about 500 this week, the following week increase it by 1,000, and you just do it in increments, but make sure that you are actually getting your daily movements in. Also, I want you to focus on strength training and resistance training. If you don't do any of it at all and you may be now starting to work out, again, with the walking, don't feel as though you need to rush into it. Maybe just do 1 day of a full body workout once a week, or maybe just twice a week, or as time advances you can do different splits. 1 day you do upper body, 1 day you do lower body, another day you can do full body workout. But make sure that you're doing progressive overload, because that is very key when it comes to not just losing weight, but actually losing your body fat and building muscle, body recomposition, and that is going to help you to have a really good physique and look really lean. Now, the next thing that I want you to focus on during this great lock-in is to ditch the all or nothing mindset. During this time, I know a lot of persons are very excited, they are pumped up, everybody wants to be productive, they're getting their grind on, and they are locking in and staying focused, getting back on track. However, don't feel as though if you fall off your routine for one particular day or maybe 1 or 2 days that everything is ruined. Yes, you want to make sure that you're staying on track with what you say you're going to do, but don't feel pressured or compare yourself to what everybody else is doing on their journey. Make sure that you are realistic with the goals that you have set, and even if on a particular day you had more treats than you were supposed to, or you didn't work out that particular day you were supposed to, or you didn't complete a particular assignment or do a particular project on time, don't feel as though everything is lost. But you also want to make sure that you are not doing it consistently. You want to make sure that you set up proper systems to achieve your goal. A lot of y'all, or at least some of y'all, may know about the SMART goals. So S stands for being specific. So for example, if it is that you say you want to lose weight for the next 3 to 4 months, that is not very specific. You want to say, I want to lose about 20 pounds in the next 4 months. So you're looking at losing around 5 pounds a month. Now, M is for measurable. I always say in my videos, measure the things you want to manage so that you can track your progress over time. If it is that you know you want to lose these 20 pounds, what are you setting in place to make sure that you are achieving it? Are you stepping on a scale every single day and just getting an average of the week? Are you stepping on your scale once a week, once a month? What are you doing in terms of your measurements? You could use a measuring tape to measure certain parts of your body. You can check your clothes, see how loose your clothes are fitting when it comes to what you are eating to lose the weight, because at the end of the day, you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. But you can also just download the MyFitnessPal app so you can gauge how much protein, fats, fiber, carbs, vitamins, and nutrients that you're eating. I always tell you all, you don't necessarily have to track your calories for a long time. Just wait for maybe about 1 to 2 weeks and you have a proper gauge as to what you are consuming, because most persons don't realize that they are actually overeating, and that's why they don't see results when it comes to their weight loss. But even if you don't want to track, maybe just consider doing portion control, and you might actually see really great results from that as well. And another thing that you may also want to track is your mood, because as you start eating healthier, as you start developing healthier habits and routines, you may be more energized, and that is a good way of knowing that you're making some progress. Now, A is for attainable or achievable. So as I mentioned before, if you want to lose 20 pounds in 4 months, that's like about 5 pounds a month, which I actually think is something that is sustainable, but you still have to make sure that you're keeping track with everything. Now, if someone says they want to lose 80 pounds in 4 months, Maybe a few people might be able to do that, but it's definitely not something that I think you should try to do because it's not sustainable. And yes, we want to use these next 3 to 4 months to be able to achieve goals, but we're also thinking about the future as well and the long-term effects of what you do right now. Your hours for relevance, and of course there are so many benefits when it comes to improving your health and losing weight. It could actually help you to drastically reduce some of the symptoms that you get from some of the diseases that you have, or even reverse some of the symptoms that you have from certain diseases. So that will be definitely very beneficial for you because you want to live a better quality of life. And T is time bound, which we mentioned earlier. You already know how much weight you want to lose and you want to do it in roughly 3 to 4 months. Now for this great locking of 2025, a lot of persons right now are very motivated, they're excited, they are pumped up, they are focused. But you all need to understand that motivation is going to fade. For some persons, they may be motivated for the first couple of days, maybe the first couple of weeks, but that is going to die out quite soon, very similar to the New Year goals and the New Year resolutions that happen with the New Year, New Me, because you all know when it comes to health and fitness or even just achieving certain goals, by the time the middle of January or the end of January reach, a lot of persons have already fallen off of their goals. And that's why these particular months before the New Year are so essential to help as a catalyst, so you already have certain routines that are implemented before you actually start 2026 or the new year. Based on when you're seeing this video, who knows, you might be seeing this in 2026 going into 2027. But the point is, you want to make sure that you stay disciplined when your motivation fades. Discipline is basically doing something that you don't want to do when you know you have to do it. Now I saw this particular image about being consistent and what people think it looks like versus what consistency really is, but I just want to say it is better to be consistent for 80% of the time for 3 to 4 months than try to be perfect 100% of the time for only 1 month. Try your best to focus on small daily changes and daily habits so that you can see long-term results. So whether it's you want to make sure that you're saving money, you want to make sure that you're budgeting well, you want to steward your body well, take care of your body well, you want to make sure that you see great results with your weight loss, small consistent daily changes is what you need to focus on. I also want you to try your best in this next 3 to 4 months to reduce your stress levels and to sleep more. Now I put two of these together because when it is you don't get good quality sleep, your 7 to 9 hours of sleep, or when it is you are stressed out a lot, your cortisol levels tend to increase and you definitely have imbalances in your hormones, which you don't want. Now when it comes to your stress levels, you can be stressed out on your job, stressed out at home, stressed out with certain relationships, and there are some things you really may not be able to change right now, but try your best not to be too worried or be too anxious. The Bible talks about not to be anxious for anything, but through prayer and supplication make your requests known to God, and the peace of God that surpasses all understanding is able to guard your heart and your mind. So when it comes to your stress levels, you may not be able to change your circumstances and your situations right now, but ask God to really help you, ask the Holy Spirit to help you, to give you that peace that you need, to give you that comfort that you need, and just know that He is well able. He is the God of the impossible. So whatever you are asking God for and needing God for, He can do exceedingly abundantly, far above all you can ask or ever think or imagine. Now if you are really deprived of sleep, your cortisol levels will be increased, and that causes you to crave a lot of sugary foods, salty foods, ultra processed foods, and of course when it is you are craving those things, you are more than likely not going to stick to a healthy diet, and you also would not see your weight loss results that you want to see. And of course you want to make sure that you get good quality sleep to help out with your mental sharpness and make sure that your cognitive processes are functioning properly. When it is you want to achieve these goals, you need to make sure that you have mental clarity to be able to see the results you want. Now let me know in the comments what are some of the things that you know you wanted to achieve this year, or things that you want to complete this year before 2025. Type in "I'm locked in" and maybe let me know some of the things that you are going to stay focused on. I really hope that you enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe because I'm actually starting a challenge soon, so you don't want to miss out on that. It's something very interesting when it comes to my weight loss, health, fitness, all of that good stuff. But make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.